Kidney failure, dialysis and transplant, all medical terminologies are becoming very common terms lately. However, what's uncommon is the spread of this health condition among children. Mumso Damian Dat examines reasons for this.
Kidneys are a pair of organs located towards the lower back of each side of the spine. Kidneys filter blood and remove toxins from the body, send the toxins to the bladder, which the body later removes as urine. When these kidneys lose ability to sufficiently filter waste, kidney failure occurs.
In children, we are talking about congenital kidney problems. Children passing protein in urine, then the kidney begins to fail because the drugs that usually control such are not working. A child that has an infection that's overwhelming, diarrhea diseases, where they are not managed well, especially when they are given drugs from the herbal medications that are not foolproof.
Perhaps this is one of the reasons responsible for the current predicament of 10-year-old Godswill Naimeka Eze, who wants to be a medical doctor.
I woke up one morning and my face swelled up. After that, we rushed to the hospital. They said that this kidney
was referred from University of Uyo and Teaching Hospital to us. Very intelligent, very smart young man.
2 years out of school, 6 months abandoned business and means of livelihood by both mother and father to attend to a sick child. In fact, the father, Hyginus Eze, has once donated one of his kidneys to save his son, sometimes last year. Unfortunately, it failed.
I felt very bad when I look at the condition of my child and what he has been passing through all this while, and spending a lot of money. Still, we cannot achieve what the transplant. And Godswill is the first son of mine. Although the business has been crippled all these days because of the dialysis and the drugs, all this, don't know where we are heading to, but we are just believing God. Let's save life first.
Since 2019, when the sickness started, so please, we are begging, I'm prayed, Nigeria, organization and the churches to come and help us to save his life through transplants.
Young Godswill wants to live, but at a cost.
It cannot be sustained on a lifetime dialysis.
they say we need kidney transplant. Please, they should help me. They help me save my life. If they do it for me, I'll be very happy and I'll help people. 11 million.
Watching that, Godswill needs our help. Individuals, organizations, anyone can, come to his aid. We're hoping that you do. Now, the mysterious death of a widow's 3 children in a reservoir located on the premises in Suleja, where they lived, has raised curious questions that demand urgent answers. Jemima Bassi Sadiq takes it from here.
Mrs. Chinedu Aro, a widow who lives in this house, with her 3 children having lost her husband last year. Saturdays are work days as she sells drinks in wholesale at the market. However, this Saturday, her whole world changed.
So they are washing clothes outside the time I'm going out. Every time I'm leaving them, I've told them, if anybody, my door is always locked. You can never see my children outside. Unless we are going church or they are going school. Immediately they come back from school, they will enter and lock the door. That morning, that day, this thing happened. I told them, if anybody just to come by force to shout, I said, okay, mommy, I will shout. So I left them. As we come back from market, I see that all the curtain closed. The door was closed. I knock, no sign. I say, which kind of sleep these children is sleeping by now? I call Sunday, the one that is lived with me. that since I'm locking, getting to 20 minutes, I lock on the door, lock on the gate, I don't hear even noise. I go there, remove the cover of the tank, see that all my children is inside the tank.
The search for the children took the whole of Saturday with no result until Sunday morning, when her house help wanted to fetch water from this water reservoir for daily chores, only to find the water bloody. Upon investigation, all 3 children aged 8, 5 and 2 were found dead in the water reservoir. The corpses were said to have been taken to General Hospital Sabon Wuse mortuary in Tafa local government area, and so that was our next port of call. Sadly, it was true. All the 3 children were in fact dead.
We looked around to see probably if we can get maybe things like stab wound or maybe swellings somewhere in the body that probably may suggest a traumatic attack on them even before they were put inside the hospital. But most of those things were not found.
We are saying that people should come to our aid and support all the people who are interested in human rights activism.
The case has been transferred to state CID. Meanwhile, some suspects have been arrested. We are interrogating, we are asking questions. All this being put together with medical reports. We definitely make use of this to get to the root of the matter.
For now, there are more questions than answers.
In so much pain, and we'll keep our ear to the ground with regards to that case as developments unfold. The notion that a mother can never forsake her child is wrong, because there are numerous situations to buttress this fact. The recent being that of a 32-year-old commercial sex worker in Ebonyi State who would rather sell her 4-month-old son for 40,000 naira than keep him. Chinasa John reports that the case is being handled by the police.
Before she was picked up by the Ebonyi State Police Command following a tip-off, she was already looking for a willing buyer to sell off her baby at the sum of 40,000 naira.
We have actually brought her. She had been on protective custody. She told us that she's a commercial sex worker, and she had this baby she's carrying, and she don't want the baby.
The single mother said her only reason for taking such a harsh decision is hardship, as she intends to use the proceeds to start up a beer parlor business.
I want to sell my baby. 40,000. I want to use it for business.
Though no life is to be toyed with as required by God, the creator of mankind, other questions begging for answers are, even if a human being was to be sold, is 40,000 naira not paltry enough? Is the sum also reasonable to open up a viable business?
So many people are trying to do so many things today just to get a child of their own, and you that God are blessed with one, you want to do the other way around. It's so appalling, seriously, and I would say she's a disgrace to womanhood.
We have to look at the woman very critically to know whether she's well or not.
Even if maybe you are in a very tight or hard condition, how can somebody think of selling a human being for 40,000 naira?
Efforts are still on to make the nursing mother rescind her decision.
And we have been talking to her, trying to preach her into talking like a mother and knowing the value of her own baby, but she has refused to hear. In fact, she alleged that if we allow her to go home with the baby, she can even throw the baby away. The command have decided to transfer her to Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Development, where their job lies on this kind of matters.
These things keep happening, don't they? Now, members of the Wite family of Owa Oyibo in Ika North-East local government area of Delta State are in mourning following the death of their wife and mother, who was allegedly murdered by kidnappers after ransom was paid. Rosemary Omani has details of the heartbreaking incident.
told Madam Wite, the victim, she would not be alive to see the end of the first quarter of the year, let alone see its end. She met her untimely death when the suspect noticed she identified two of them gang members. After her death, she was buried by the suspect in a shallow grave in a bush along Agbo Benin Expressway. The kidnapping was orchestrated by a neighbor who is among the gang still at large.
We are the kidnappers. The other of our member, both of them, the ones that we are looking for now, one of them said that the child of that woman is holding him 3.5, that is his boss, and he betrayed him, so she go and carry the woman.
Later, we can't go carry mama. After we go carry mama can recover two of them fish. Can't we and Coco can't recover them fish. I said recover the fish. They can't tell this guy. This one I can maybe shoot him.
The victim's son, Kingsley Mwiti, pleads with the authorities to come to their aid by visiting the offense with necessary sanctions.
I paid the ransom of, I paid 200,000 naira for UBA. They still called me today, day before yesterday. I paid ransom of 800,000 naira. That the same day, I paid ransom of 100,000 again. Yesterday, I paid ransom of 350,000 naira. All this was no, they don't kill my mother already.
Briefing the newsmen, the Delta State Police boss, Ari Mohammed Ali, worried about the Dastard Act, said the law will take its course.
Even after killing the woman, making the children to believe that their mother is still alive, because they did a video coverage, a video recording of the woman's voice, and we are playing it for the children, as if though the woman is still living. The corpse has been exhumed and taken to the mortuary for autopsy.
He warned all criminals in Delta to have a change of character, as the state will be too hot to accommodate them. The suspects have since been detained and are helping the police with useful information that will lead to arresting the fleeing suspects.
Forced to say that some people are heartless. May her soul rest in peace. Amen. The family of a 13-year-old girl in Gomo community in Kwara State was thrown into sorrow when she was allegedly raped by a young man in her community. Olajide Bello tells us more.
February 23rd, 2021 is a day that will be forgotten easily by the Adedoku family in Agbaleke, Gomo, in Ilorin, the Kwara State capital. The family of four were thrown into turmoil as their 13-year-old daughter was allegedly raped while on her way to fetch water. This borehole is one of the major sources of water here in Gomo community, and this was where Peju was coming to on that fateful day before she was abused. Eunice Adedoku, mother of the abused, said it was some good-spirited Nigerians who saw her after the incidents that took her to the divisional police station at Gomo before the police took her to Ilorin General Hospital for medical attention.
The vaginal examination, there is active bleeding with, I would say, like second-degree perineal laceration. I mean, there is a cut in the vaginal wall, which we graded as second degree. Then the hymen was not intact. Because of the active bleeding that was coming, we couldn't actually take our sample to check whether for the presence of sperm cells.
Ayodele Adedoku, who is the brother to the victim, recounts the ordeal.
They said they carry her to one hospital, mortality at Amoyo, but they said they cannot attend to her or else they go to General Hospital.
I made an attempt to get information from Kweju Adedoku, the victim, but had to stop because she was still traumatized and unstable. The case has been transferred from Gomo Divisional Police Station to the state headquarters for further investigation and prosecution.
The case actually happened where there was raped by a boy who was later arrested. So the Commissioner of Police has directed that at the end of the case, if actually the suspect is found culpable, will be child support to serve as a deterrent to other would be rapists in the town.
Parents and guardians were also reminded on the need to put extra effort in child upbringing and be more alive to their responsibility to avert the dastardly act done to the likes of Peju in the society.
Victim deserves justice, and we are certain that she will get it. Now, it pays to be honest. Yes, most people agree. However, this cannot be said of a 400-level student of Kebbi State University of Science and Technology, Sharifuddin Sali Akanya, who was allegedly beaten to death for being honest. Abdullahi Umaru Ilalo reported it all started with a paltry sum of 3,500 naira. Please listen to the details.
Sharifuddin Saleh Kanya, a 22-year-old 400-level biochemistry student of Kebbi State University of Science and Technology, Aliru, was allegedly beaten to death by a community mob over 3,500 naira. The incident happened outside the school campus in Aliru town on Saturday, 27 February 2021. Details of the incident are still sketchy, but according to information gathered from an eyewitness, Sharifuddin reportedly bought a phone and paid through mobile transfer to the owner. The deceased student received a debit alert and left for school. But when he arrived at the campus, he realized that the transaction was reversed and later decided to go back and resend the money to the phone seller. However, immediately the phone seller saw the student, he raised the alarm and accused him of theft. The alarm alerted people in the area, who descended on the student and beat him to coma. Sharifuddin was later rushed to the General Hospital Aliru, but was confirmed dead shortly after he was admitted. When the news broke out, the students of the university went on rampage and blocked the Aliru Sokoto Road as protest to the inhuman treatment to their colleague.
You can imagine killing a student for the cost of 3,500 naira. A student who took himself, he did transfer, the transfer bounced back to him. He took himself to the place and wanted to give them the money, and they shouted thief. He was beaten to stupor and is now dead. Just 2 exams remaining for him to be a graduate. Somebody just from somewhere come because of 3,500 naira. In Aleru, they took his life.
In a swift reaction, the school management closed the school indefinitely to avert escalation of the violence. Reacting on the unfortunate incident, the National Union of Kebbi State Students called on the security agencies to ensure justice to Sharifuddin.
About the issue of that incident happened in Aliru, Kesusta, we are trying to get the justice for Muhammad Sharifuddin.
Our several efforts to get police side of the story proved abortive.
Oh boy, he was being honest and he paid the ultimate price for it. But that is not to say honesty doesn't have merits. It does. You're watching Newsline on NTA. More gripping stories await you after this time out. Stay with us.
One thing you should never compromise on is your family's oral health, because they deserve the best. Oral-B, all-round protection. Its great value, it protects your mouth from harmful bacteria and also protects you against tooth holes and gum problems which can lead to tooth loss. It strengthens your family's teeth and gives them all-round protection. So remember, protect their future. Oral-B for healthier, stronger teeth in just 1 week.
The Federal Ministry of Women Affairs wishes to announce the change of venue for the National Policy Dialogue of the International Women's Day from the National Center for Women Development to the Congress Hall, Transcorp Hilton Hotel, Abuja. Date, Monday, 5th March 2021. Time, 9 a.m. All inconveniences are regretted. Announcer, Ambassador Antonia Ekpa, Permanent Secretary.
Get your limited edition packs now before the final whistle blows.
Every year, 5 million people die from lack of access to affordable health care. With the current pandemic, the number has doubled because of its adverse effect on the economic situation in the nation. No money, no health care. But that shouldn't be. Introducing the Cross River State Health Insurance Scheme, Ayade Care. Now, all you need to do is enroll and start enjoying the best medical insurance available. As all of us, don't put money together to take care of all of us. Hurry now. Enroll at health.crhis.ng.
Susu is fine. No, she's not crying, oh. But we are watching cartoon. Ask grandma, I'm the one that used to take care of Yabo that time. Take your time. I will call you back. Your dad is calling.
Explore without limits. Turn it up on MTN, the reliable data network.
See how much it now looks better. Golden pennies and movie time. New look, the same great taste. Golden pennies and movie time.
New look, same great taste with natural ingredients. Contains proteins that help maintain a balanced diet.
New look, the same great
Golden Penny Semovita, your soul food.
Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhim raji'un. With total submission to the will of the Almighty Allah, we announce the death of Hajia Asma'u Abbajai Dutama, which occurred on Saturday, 27th February 2021. She was 80 years old and is survived by her husband, Alhaji Abbajai Dutama, Sarkin Sharif and Katsina, and 11 children. Among her children are Bello Abbajai, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Tukur Abbajai, Assistant Commandant, Nigeria Civil Defense Kaduna, Honorable Usman Abbajai, Malikin Katsina, Suraja Abbajai, Abdulaziz Abbajai, Bishir Abbajai, Nasir Abbajai, Al-Mustafa Abbajai, Hajia Rabi Abbajai, Sada Rufai, Hajia Mariam Abbajai, Sani Barrow, Hajia Fatima Abbajai, Shamsu Surajo. We pray that Almighty Allah grant her eternal grace and mercy. May He also comfort her loved ones. Allahumma Ami, Ya Rabbil Alameen. Announcer, Malikin Katsina, Usman Abbajai Dutama.
Thank you for staying with us. When one has lived for 8 decades blazing the trail in his field of endeavor, it's necessary to count the many blessings. This was what musical legend Professor Victor Waifo did when he turned 80. Apart from rolling out the drums to mark the event, a book that chronicles his journey from birth till date was presented to the public. Agatha Egwarojo has details of the celebration.
He remains a household name with his hits, Jeremy, Guitar Boy, and a host of other songs in the 1960s to 70s that are still very much popular today. No wonder notable sons and daughters of Edo, as well as guests from across the country and abroad, found their way to his hideout, 4-12 Waifo Avenue off Ekenwan Road, to celebrate him.
Every Benin man is proud of him.
Made us to become champions in Plateau State. If you just told anybody you are from Benin City, and then they say Joromi, they just call us Joromi.
One of the best I like from him is that he say Joromi is number 1, then number 2 is Aguero. Also for me, if your eye is blind, if you are blind, your beauty is finished.
When he was building the aircrafts here, I was part of all of that.
Is a great combination of talents.
As far as I'm concerned, is the greatest export from Edo to the world.
For the celebrant, his life is fulfilled.
I've reached the pinnacle of education with a PhD in architectural sculpture. In music, I have also reached the peak of my career. Jeremy opened doors for me.
As he cut his birthday cake made by his daughter, his immediate family speaks of the many sides of the legend.
He's a strict man. I can say he's soft-hearted as well.
He brings people close together. We have a lot of people who come to our house that sometimes I don't even know them.
I wish him more graces. Also thanking God that I'll be there to celebrate every of his success.
His alma mater were well represented at the party and made presentations. A major feature of the celebration was the presentation of a 600-page book, Professor Victor Uwaifo at 80, A to Z. It was authored by a professor of theatre arts, Muyiwa Awodia. Sir Victor Uwaifo is recognized as the most educated performing music legend, musical instrument inventor, and artist worldwide, with a bachelor's, master's, and PhD in architectural sculpture from the University of Benin, where he currently lectures.
Totally not your average 80-year-old. It makes it seem that 80 is the new 60. Congratulations to the music maestro. Now, over the weekend, the city of Zaria, headquarters of the Zauzau Emirate, erupted in celebration following the traditional elevation of the former managing director of the Nigerian Maritime Authority, Mohammed Muniru Jafaru. He was bestowed with the most influential title of Madaki Zauzau, a position reserved only for the emir's son. Suleiman Abdullahi Rigachikun reports.
The ambience is of royalty, unique to Zazzau Emirate. Muhammad Munir Ja'afaru exits the traditional title of Yariman Zazzau, another most strategic of Madakin Zazzau. He is the son of late Emir Malam Ja'afaru Dan Isiaku, who ruled Zazzau Emirate from 1937 to 1959. He will function as stabilizing link between the courtiers, the Emir, the title holders, and the princes. Amid scores of people from all walks of life, Emir of Zazzau, Ambassador Ahmad Nuhu Bamalli, signals the new Madaki be decorated with a new regalia as tradition demands. It is like oath-taking for a new responsibility. With the elevation, expectations are high for Madaki to do more in promoting the Emirate ideals of unity and development.
Somebody with that kind of pedigree, I should expect so much from him. And I believe he should be able to deliver. And secondly, with him, I have an able lieutenant, that we can put heads together and move the Emirate forward.
He's a very excellent gentleman, very refined, and indeed very humble.
He's going to add value to the Zazzau Emirate because of his wealth of experience, his wider connections.
He has contributed quite a lot to the Emirate, not only to the Emirate but to the state.
Is to coordinate all the royal houses and make the Zazzau Emirate great.
Wherever he finds himself, he can easily fit in.
I've already been doing that, but inshallah, to the best of our ability, we will justify the confidence that has been reposed on us.
Director General Nigerian Television Authority Yakubu Ibn Muhammad was represented by the Zonal Director NTA Kaduna Network Center, Hamza Musa.
This will no doubt help in the administration of the Royal Emirates.
Congratulations to the mother and key. Now, hard work, community development, and selfless service to human development are some attributes of a man who has distinguished himself in all facets of life. For these, the Chief Imam of Oto Central Mosque honored Kola Jibril Emilagba as the Ashiwaju Adini of Oto Central Mosque. Abolade Salami reports that it was a colorful event.
Muslim clerics and faithful converged on Oto community to recognize one of their own, the incumbent vice chairman of Lagos Mainland Local Government, Kola Emilagba, for his numerous contributions to the development of the community and the mosque. The event, which kicked off with a recitation of Quran, paved way for the imam to remind Muslim faithful of the need to live a pious life. While acknowledging the roles and achievements of the recipients in community engagement, they were reminded to uphold the tenets of Islam.
Good person. As we give him now, I know he will do better. And people will know that it's good to be good, to do good thing.
The turbaning of Kola Jibril Emilagba as the Ashiwaju Adini of Oto Central Mosque, graced by family and friends, places some responsibilities on his shoulders.
For what God ordained me to obtain today, I thank God Almighty for supporting me, and I'm very, very happy, in which I consider myself to do more for the Muslim community and Lagos Mainland in entirety.
In ensuring the progress of the Muslim community, the Ashiwaju Adini of Oto Central Mosque, Kola Jibril Emilagba, assured the faithful of his unalloyed commitment to their development.
Indeed, a recognition well deserved. Now, peace is key to political stability and rapid socio-economic growth. It is on this premise that a group known as JTown Ambassadors converged on the city to dialogue on ways to strengthen the existing bond among the people. Caleb Gochin reports.
Have one thing in common. They all grew up in Jos and have been friends and associates spanning over 50 years. Going down the memory lane, speakers recalled how serene and lively life used to be until it was truncated through a series of crises giving way to mutual suspicion and divisions. Being beneficiaries of peace, the members insist that they must bring out themselves, commit their skills and resources at ensuring that the tainted image of Jos is restored.
We would want the people to, first and foremost, live with mutual respect and tolerance for each other, to create an atmosphere where interventions will be able to be carried around meaningfully.
A lot of us here are not originally from Plateau State. I'm from Taraba State. Chairman is from Nasarawa State. Chairman's name is Suleiman. My name is Suleiman. He's a Muslim and a Christian. But we grew up as children together. We want to bring that back to Jos so that the differences don't matter anymore.
Let us be able to harness, the advantages of others. There will never be a time that you have only Christians or only Muslims. So we should live with it.
Plateau State government showered accolades on the JTown Ambassadors for such a worthy cause and expressed the hope that if everyone embraces peace, Plateau State will be the envy of all.
For us as a government, this is the way to go. And honestly speaking, I'll go back and I will explain this to His Excellency, the Governor of Plateau State, so that we'll see how we can support them. This kind of initiative is what we're calling our young men to come out and emulate.
Guests underscored the importance of partnership with government to achieve the needed development.
Without peace and unity, no community or society can develop. And so, the effort being made by this organization to restore peace to this community is laudable.
The event highlighted some interventions of JTown Ambassadors in the area of support to the vulnerable and needy in the society, as well as providing the necessary platform for youth to develop themselves through entrepreneurship and other skills.
peace living up to its slogan. Now let's turn our attention to food. Rice, precisely. I can boldly state that rice is Nigeria's favorite staple. Before you argue, dare to imagine an event like a wedding or birthday party without rice on the menu. Guests will be outraged. Now, although it has become a daily meal for individuals and families, the tradition of having rice on Sundays has not waned. Ifoma Mensa will be talking about the Sunday rice culture in Nigeria and why it has stood the test of time.
From time immemorial, rice has been a special delicacy in homes across Nigeria. People have become accustomed to eating rice on Sundays. It has become more like a tradition.
Rice is usually prepared,
especially on Sundays,
compared to other days. One thing special about Sunday rice is that it is usually eaten with large quantity of beef, chicken, or fish.
Rice every Sundays is almost inevitable, be it jollof rice, white rice, fried rice, rice with sauce, depends on how you prepare it.
It's a very important thing. If my mom doesn't cook rice, it's like I don't think today is Sunday. Maybe we need to recheck. I can eat rice morning, afternoon, and night. It's very, very important.
We see Sunday as a day of celebration. We dress up, wear the good clothes, and go to church. So it's become a norm. But the things are moving, so we need to move on. Looking at the balanced diet in it, which is very, very paramount. We should begin to look how we can, prepare this rice in a way that we will still enjoy the balanced diet. Like in my house, sometimes I do vegetable sauce. Sometimes I add up my rice with beans, to have the nutritional value.
Eating rice on Sunday has this special flavor. Because weekend foods, you take time to make weekend foods, the stew will be something else.
The challenges of COVID-19 and its attendant financial crunch and recession in the country have affected the cost of rice. The financial burden of having rice on the table is gradually becoming unbearable for some families.
Maybe because of the income of the people as at then, it is looked as a special food that needed to be eaten on a special day. But I think over the time, maybe because of the cost of people has improved on their living standard, so rice can be eaten at every time, every corner. In fact, it's even one of the food that people eat on a daily basis now. So before then, as a child, while in the village, rice we are eating basically on a special day.
It should just be like, say, regular food, but like Sunday is like special rice. Like she puts all her efforts and like attention into the rice.
Despite the situation, some families would rather forfeit other things that miss the Sunday rice, as these would make little children demand it even with tears.
In my own opinion, I don't know about fried rice, jollof rice, coconut rice, and whatever rice. As far as I'm concerned, Sunday rice is white rice and stew. Let's go on a quick break. I'll see you in a bit.
It's time for celebration. 30 years bustling with goodness. The challenge can never ever stop us. You can't underrate us. You can't underrate it. Ultra Guinness, bustling with so much greatness. Ultra Guinness, enjoy a world of good.
Discover the new body oil and lotion range from Nivea. Precious Nivea oils meet deeply moisturizing lotion in a rich vanilla or fresh cherry blossom scent. For silky smooth and beautifully glowing skin. New Nivea body oil and lotion awaken your senses.
I bring you wonderful news. The village headmaster is coming back to your screen.
Mo wíire àbí mi ò wíire.
Teacher jọ̀wọ́, a fẹ́ lọ wá nǹkan jẹ. Teacher jọ̀wọ́, a fẹ́ lọ wá nǹkan jẹ. Ọmọ onírẹsì ti dé. Ọ̀rẹ́sì ta sánsán.
Ajebo na better school for last gidi. Not be all this on a rugged school for Ijabi. I don't know for you.
Second, it's called Oja Village. Kadesi. We no happy at all.
And I know that even you too, you are getting a lot of orders too. Hey, we are trying, Shao. Sweep her leg out. She was standing there. Sweep it.
I love you so much.
And how did I give you the impression that I was interested in that position?
50-year anniversary.
You mean anniversary?
I mean, that's why I talk with that now.
Not for me. Not for me because of Pamio.
Hamza Musa was born with birth defects, yet he possesses extraordinary skills. This blend, which empowers him against the odds, cannot go unnoticed. Hamza Musa tells us more.
Breaker, as he is popularly known, he was born different, without limbs described in medical terms as Amelia. Each time you come across someone like him, there is always a contrast between their peaceful appearance and what they do. You wonder about incredible ability attending the shows.
I'm surprised how he managed to live his life. I'm seriously surprised. But just imagine, God is wonderful.
Hamza feels cool taking breakfast of pap and bean cake, early morning delicacy many people cannot miss in parts of Nigeria. He says, if you think what he does is with difficulty, it is the state of your mind. My admiration for Hamza is only beginning because his athletic appearance is not for nothing. He is a short distance runner and winner of competition at the University of Ilorin in 2016. Disability, he says, is not a curse. I have talent and can excel in life.
Like this guy, we know that since he joined us, we know that yes, he have talent, and God always use him.
It's an example to others. We have a lot of physically challenged youth who are out there thinking it is finished. No, it is not.
Workings by National Commission for Persons with Disabilities and many other initiatives by the government, Hamza, like millions of Nigerians, should be looking forward to a brighter future.
Bounce on it, let's go. After the 10 of count.
Hamza deserves a round of applause and he should be encouraged. Now, it can be uncomfortable having a partner who snores. For those who can't develop selective deafness, it could become irritating and unbearable, thereby posing a threat to the relationship. But there's hope for people who snore and their loved ones, as the medical experts say it can be managed or even treated. From Ebonyi State, Fortunate Ozo reveals more on this.
Snoring is a grunting sound one makes while sleeping. Although it is a common condition that can affect anyone, it is more in men and those who are overweight. How does it feel to have a snoring partner? And how do snorers see the condition?
When I take 1 or 2 liquors of 3310, or as the case may be, Budweiser, if I go to have a short snap, I will snore, definitely.
If I worked hard in the daytime and maybe during night hours, if I go to bed, normally I will snore because I went to bed tired.
For me, even to know that I snore is because I was told that I snore when I'm sleeping. My wife told me.
I find it very difficult and very uncomfortable to stay around somebody who snores.
I've been opportune to see someone that snores. I must say is irritating.
Why do some people snore and others don't? And how can it be managed or treated?
We look at obesity. We look at weakness of the muscles, soft tissues. We look at abnormalities of the skeletal area. We also now look at things like positioning. So the first thing is to reduce your weight reduction. The second thing we can do is to begin to carry out regular exercise. Now, you can also exercise the muscles of your throat. You can also exercise the tongue. When I coil my tongue, when I coil it, I'm exercising that muscle. You will also notice that most times singers, musicians don't snore. Most of them don't snore, except some of them that are very obese.
Since snoring occurs when the flow of air through the mouth and nose is blocked, it is advised that people will adhere to the stipulated measures of its management and treatment to enable them and their loved ones get a good night's sleep.
Snoring can be managed, so apply those tips and save your loved ones the trouble of, sleeping through your snores. Time for another break. Be back in a moment.
The virus COVID-19 pandemic is upon us.
To safeguard lives of our people, government has signed the health protection regulations, which makes wearing a face mask mandatory in public places.
Wear a mask. Keep social and physical distancing. Avoid crowded places. Wash your hands regularly with soap and clean water. And use hand sanitizer.
COVID-19 is real. Do not be infected. Do not spread it. This message is brought to you by the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA.
And that's all we have on today's edition of the Trophy Live Trivia. But before I go, I just want to say this. Keep your energy up. Don't be so hard on yourself. You dey walk now, guy. You dey also go. You deserve a trophy with your fellow honorables. Anything you do that gives you the kick is worth recognition. Just look at yourself in the mirror and say, wow. Now honorable I be you. And even when we are feeling so stressed up, we can ginger each other up and share some good bottles of Trophy Lager. Because anyhow we be, when honorables gather, we share, we dream, and we win together. My name is still Files, aka Files the bad guy. Honorable was dying.
Amusing as it may sound, some people have a favorite day of the week, and with reasons. Cecilia Julius asked a few individuals in Calabar about their best day and why they chose it.
Begins and ends with its own challenges and prospects, and most people have different reactions, probably on ways to navigate through the challenges and come out well. For some people, it is that of hope and anxiety, while for others, it is an opportunity to take a break from its constant demands, which sometimes leads to an emotional and psychological drain. Since it is a fact that life continues, even when it seems as if one cannot get what he wants from life, so will a new week emerge and unfold with people having a choice of their best days. Why?
My best day of the week is Sunday. Reason being that, one, that's where you communicate with God. You talk to God, you go to church and communicate and thank Him over the days that has just passed, and then after that you rest with your family.
I don't look forward for anything. The only thing I know that I wake up every day, I see the next day, I'm happy that I've survived, I'm alive.
So I prefer Friday, knowing that the next day is going to be Saturday for rest. But every other day it's okay for me.
Me like a Sabbath day because it could be the day of worship, the day we could give Jah thanks and praises.
Should those who rejoice for Monday as their best days be considered as hardworking people? Are days of the week synonymous with character traits of an individual?
It's all about what you prefer as a person. For me, I enjoy my work as a psychiatrist. I enjoy my work a lot. So I look forward to coming to work to do what I like, to do what I enjoy, to give back to society, to help people. So for me, that is why Monday is like the best, like one of the best days of the year, not the best.
Irrespective of individual choices and opinions about the best day of the week, experts say people should approach each day with a positive mindset.
As far as you can meet your expectations, all the responsibilities you have, you can meet them. You're functioning well on your job. You're meeting your deadlines. You're getting paid. You're living a productive life. I don't really think it matters much.
I'm sure you're asking, what is Becky's best day? Well, I'll tell you, it's Sunday because I get to be with you. Really, I'm not kidding. Moving on, there's this saying that you can't live this world alive. It's kind of a reminder that our journey on this plane is timed. However, we would rather not deal with that reality as we tend to plan and act like we would be here forever. But the man in our next report has a totally different mindset about death. He has gone as far as digging his grave and making other arrangements for his funeral, just in case. Nsika Okon in Akwa Ibom State visited this man, and there's an explanation for his personal project.
Death, as we all know, is an inevitable end of all mortals. But the fear of death is always almost palpable. No one, of course, wants to die. In spite of the fear of death by people, a man somewhere in Akwa Ibom State has already prepared himself and put things in place for his funeral. The 72-year-old indigene of Ikorepe Yaikono in Uyo local government area of Akwa Ibom State, Obon Clement Usoro, is a doctorate degree holder in urban and regional planning. This father of four is healthy and still agile to go about his businesses, yet decides to plan and organize activities for his own funeral awaiting death.
Just the fact that I would like mine a certain way, and I would like to prepare it the way I would like mine to be and see how I would want it to be. Most of my kids are overseas. I figure they may not know what to do if it happens. When they bury me, early enough, I'll go without the embalming. I'll rot and become food for the plants. So it is a lot better. I don't want to be embalmed.
Known traditionally as Einekpe of Ikorepe Yaikono, this United States-trained entrepreneur also revealed that his late mother Lucy Usoro already occupies a portion of the grave where he plans to be laid at death.
Mother said when she died a few years ago, he said I should bury her within 3 days, and I did. When people came to ask me, where's your mother? When you bury your mother, I said, she already been buried. That's her. She's the first one in this.
Obon Clement had also in 2018 performed the traditional hosting of his kinsmen, an event usually organized by members of the bereaved family to make public plans of a funeral program. In spite these strange moves, members of Obon Usoro's family and community speak glowingly of his attributes and dispositions.
Young men who are ready to go into education are benefited in scholarships, in personal support, in encouragement.
He's a very good man, a very good doctor who needs progress in this village. Well.
is that man he has an open heart. There's no way you will come into that, through that gate, and he will drive you out.
This confirmed philanthropist obviously is also a lover of nature and art, as evidenced in the aesthetic display of creative works that make his gallery and his orchard of assorted fruit sites to behold.
Some people can summon the courage to ride a wheel. What a special man that is. And that's Newsline. I invite you to join us next week. I wish you well. Good night and God bless Nigeria.
At NTA Network News, Instagram at NTA Network.